There is also little love lost between Savage and many notable conservatives. And he mentions a jerk who used to work for CBS News, who's a turncoat named Bernie Goldberg. I don't know who he is, but the fact of the matter is this jerk Goldberg should be running a Furrier store in Brooklyn, if there are any left. Bernie Goldberg is a faker who really should never have left the Furrier trade that his ancestors probably begged him to. Jerk Bernie Goldberg put Savage at number 61 on his list of 100 people who are screwing up America. And then he goes on, and he talks about the George Soros-funded group Media Matters, who attacks me relentlessly. And then he talks about my reliable defenders, including WorldNet Daily and Free Republic. Now he gets down to where this came from. I'm going to read you now, in case you wanted to know how the Brits got my name and why they lumped me in with murderers. September 12, 2008, Bill Moyer's weekly PBS program, Bill Moyer's Journal, helped to set the stage for the latest UK-based demonization of Savage by implying in an inaccurate and one-sided report, Rage on the Radio, that the work of conservative American talk show host, Savage in particular, may have inspired the fatal shooting last year of two people at the Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church in Knoxville. Why? Because books by Savage and other conservative writers were found in the shooter's apartment, according to Bill Moyers. But here's what your newspaper, why they're going out of business. Here's what the vermin in the media left out of that story. Interestingly, he writes, when the shooter, Jim David Atkinson, pled guilty to the crime in 2009, he said that he wanted to kill all 100 people on Bernard Goldberg's list. A list that is noted above includes Michael Savage. And yet that did not stop that despicable, fraudulent corned beef eater, O'Reilly, from having Goldberg on as though Goldberg speaks the truth to my reality. Shame on you. Shame on you, O'Reilly. If you had any guts, you'd have me on. But you have no shame, do you? And you have no pride and you have no guts, O'Reilly. I'm challenging you to have Michael Savage on the show. How dare you think you could get away with having that Furrier on your show speaking for you? You didn't know that he put my name on a list of 100 people that he wanted to kill because he got it from your good friend Bernie Goldberg. Okay? On September 15, 2008, I reported on Moyer's PBS hit piece on Savage in an article in American Thinker. 8 months later, the British government seemed to be basing its decision to ban Savage on a similar and similarly undocumented and flawed theory as it describes Savage as, and they blah, blah, blah. But Savage said, I've never advocated violence. I've been in the air for 15 years, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week for 15 years. I'll continue when I come back. I like corned beef, by the way.
Savage.
Memo.
My name from Bernard Goldberg's list of 100 people who are screwing up America. And the reason I say that is you don't know this part of it, is that the man who Moyers tried to link me as saying I caused violence, Jim David Atkinson, pled guilty to the crime in 2009, and at the pleading, he said he wanted to kill all 100 people on Bernard Goldberg's list. A list that is noted as above includes Michael Savage. So maybe Bernard Goldberg should be banned from England for having promoted violence and hatred. Or is it now they're going to invite him to give a lecture in Parliament? I don't even know who Bernard Goldberg is. I think it's somebody I met when my mother was alive, God rest her soul, who specialized in fox furs. The little fox heads, I think he still made them somewhere on the 2nd Avenue above a tailor shop. I have never advocated violence. I've been in the air for 15 years, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, 15 years. They take a few of my sound bites that amount to 1, 2, or 3 minutes of my whole life, and they try to refine me or redefine me by extracting sound bites out of context. Now, I could do that with anyone in the public eye. I could take anybody and edit what they say and turn them into whatever they want to be made into, what I want to make them into. You can do it with anyone on the planet who is public, and that's what has been done to Michael Savage. And for the English people to permit their government of Lilliputians to take a talk show host and put him in the same category as murderers who are in prison in Russia, as Hamas operatives who have been released from prison after serving 10 years for having smashed in the head of a 4-year-old Jewish child after killing her parents. That says something terrible about Jackie Smith, not about Michael Savage. And I am straightening the record out. I'm standing up for myself. And you should be proud of me and you should support me. Now, I want to say something. Many of my detractors who don't listen to the show are saying, oh, you took an unknown man and you made him famous. You gave him his 15 minutes of fame. This just shows you how stupid they are. I'm famous. I have a large audience. I don't need the publicity. And to prove it to you, I'll prove it to you. And I'm saying this in a way that I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's the honest truth. Last week, in the throe of this attack, I reacted the way anyone would who was viciously attacked, and I went on the assault, and I agreed to interviews at BBC Television and CNN. Perhaps I shouldn't have, because they try to edit me into something I'm not again. But I'm the kind of guy who won't take it laying down. I will go down with a fight if need be. And I've been that way all my life. That's just how I got where I am. I didn't get here because anyone gave me a government handout. No, I wasn't put here by Obama, and I wasn't put here by George Bush. I fought my way to this spot. No one wrote my books for me. I wrote my books for me. Nobody talked his heart out for 15 years to win an audience and keep them listening every day. I did it. You try it someday. The fact of the matter is, though, I don't need the publicity, not at this stage of my life. I want to level with you in ways perhaps I shouldn't. People tell me I'm a little too open-hearted on the Savage Nation. ABC's Nightline has been asking me to do an interview tomorrow. They want to send the crew out with a wonderful journalist, Martin Bashir, 2-camera interview, and I reluctantly said no 2 hours ago. I've had enough publicity. I don't want it anymore. You see, my detractors say, oh, he's reveling, he's relishing it, he loves it. You're wrong. I'm not loving it. I'm not relishing it. I don't like this. I don't like being smeared. But I'm going to let things settle down a little, and I'm going to leave the muckrakers away from me. I don't want any of the muckrakers near me, stirring up the mud in order to try and cloud and muddy the waters all over again about who I really am. I will set the record straight, and after the lawsuit is filed, should it need be filed, then perhaps I'll go back and ask folks like the good people at ABC News Nightline to please see me then. I don't need the publicity. I'm not selling anything right now, unlike many in the media who are constantly selling something. I don't want the publicity. I have my audience. I don't need anything more. And I want you to put that down. I don't need the publicity.